So, welcome everybody to this Flanders AI Research Day. So we are here on this spot on the world map in Flanders. It's quite a small region. And we are amidst AI evolutions that go exponentially. There's a lot of news on new AI evolutions. They are evolving at a tremendous speed. So the question, of course, rises, how do we tackle this? What do we do here to use AI to our advantage? And so being a small region, there are two tactics that are quite obvious. We need to collaborate together, and we need to make smart choices. We need to make smart selections on the topics that we do, the topics we research, the applications we implement, and we have to select those that give us the most meaningful impact for us all, for us as people, for society, for our economy, for our environment. And since 2019, the Flemish government is also supporting us in this. There's a Flanders AI plan that helps us all in a successful adoption of AI. And the Flemish government is doing this by supporting several activities, as you see on the map here. Research in the Flanders Research Program, and this event is organized by the Flanders AI Research Program. There are also other activities that are important for a successful adoption of AI. It says there implementation, but in fact it's supporting companies and organizations in their AI trajectory, be it starters of AI or be it also our early adopters, our innovators who also do research and development. Training is very important. We have to build up the skills on AI. We have the Flanders AI Academy for that. Also ethical and legal aspects are important. We have a knowledge center, data and society for this. And we are also involving citizens. We have citizens projects together with citizens, and we also work on dissemination and awareness creation on what AI can mean for everybody. The Flanders AI Research Program brings together more than 300 researchers in one research roadmap, and that's what you will experience today. Researchers are very frequently collaborating, interacting together, but it is this annual event, the Flanders AI Research Day, that really brings us all together to discuss research, but also to explore new collaborations. I really invite you here to also experience the research that we are doing. There are several deep dive sessions. Many of you are AI experts. I really invite you to discuss amongst you the top research activities we are doing. But also get inspired by our use cases. They show how research can be applied in many of the use cases in health industry and so on. For today, we also have special guests. So I would also like to welcome our International Advisory Board. And also thank you for all the advices that you have been giving us already through for several years. So welcome here. Since last Flanders AI Research Day, we had already 28 PhD students who graduated. Our program is really at full speed. And since the beginning of the program, we have even over 100 graduates. They have continued their career, some of them in research centers, in universities. Some of them have brought their experience towards industry. But in one way or another, we are all trying to create value with AI. That's our ambition. We want a sustainable future for us all, and we do believe that AI will contribute to that in different perspectives: economics, social, and environmental. AI really has the potential to increase our GDP, to increase the productivity, to help us in our prosperity, but also socially in helping in healthcare, in our education, and also contributing to tackle our environmental challenges. But it's a challenge, because creating value at such a scale really requires trust in AI. And for trust, technology will not gonna solve that. Trust is much more than only technology. But at a minimum, we should provide technology that is trustworthy. So the topic of trustworthy AI is a very important one in our research program. How do you define trustworthy AI? There are lots of definitions, but mainly they look a lot similar. They differ a bit in the way they group their topics, in which they really name their topics, but in a way they are these topics that are important. And we take the European Commission guidelines for trustworthy AI as a reference. And you see them here listed. The human in the loop is very important. The human oversight is very important. Technical robustness and safety, of course, also. And you will see several research topics focusing on these things. Of course, we have to be sure that we take care of privacy in our AI methods and that we properly take care of our data. Transparency, explainability. You will see quite some presentations also on that topic. Diversity, non-discrimination, fairness. Relatively easily to say that we need them, but how do you do this technically? How do you make sure that your AI system is fair? That's one of the topics we are researching on in our program. And then, of course, taking care of our environmental well-being, our social well-being, and also being accountable for what we do, being accountable for the research that we do and for the use of AI. So in the Flanders AI Research Program, we research technical solutions for trustworthy AI. A second topic I would like to highlight here is the resource-efficient AI. I already mentioned that AI contributes or can and is already contributing to tackling environmental challenges. But of course, we have to make sure that AI is not becoming a sustainable challenge on its own. And I think lots of people already know that AI is using enormous amounts of energy. AI is computationally expensive. So we have to look at methods that use less energy or use less computations or a combination of both. We'll see that also coming in the research presentations in the second part of this session. But it's not only environmental sustainability. We also have to look at or efficiency. We also have to look at economic efficiency. And one example there is data efficiency. Data is costing enormous amounts of money. You have to collect it, you have to store it, you have to transfer it, you have to process it, you have to label it often. So a lot of work on that. So we need methods that are data efficient, for which we don't need those large amounts of data. Moreover, data is not infinite. Even with all those new generative AI methods that can generate synthetic data, data is finite. So this again is a call for data efficient methods. But also socially, we have to look at the people, the skills. There is a skill scarcity if we want to elaborate AI at the full. So we have to wisely use our resources and also think about the human resources that we use, for instance, to label data and so on. Can we do that in a more efficient way? So these are two topics of inspiration for research. Another other inspiration we get from applications. And so within the Flanders AI Research Program, we get our inspiration from applications in the 4 domains you see here. At the top left, you see healthcare, personalized medicine, use of AI, also in intensive care units. Lots of applications benefit from AI. We're going to see quite some examples during the presentations, but also all the use cases that you are able to visit also later today illustrate these use cases. Bottom left, industry. AI has been used or is in use already at in several industrial processes. Anomaly detection, but also preventive maintenance, or helping, as you see here, an operator in the execution of their tasks, many applications in industry. What you see to the right is in fact the twin transition. Top right, digital transformation is one example of AI in society, but we also have applications, for instance, in mobility. Bottom right, AI to take care of our planet and our energy transition. Several use cases, as you see, windmill farms, but you see others also at the back. You will be able to visit them. So these give input to our research roadmap. And then, so how is our research program structured? I already mentioned the 4 domains. The input that we get from these and also from industry and organizations talking about their needs, we see 2 big research challenges. We call them generic research challenges because they pop up in different applications, different sectors, different use cases. So one is AI-driven data science. So it's all the methods that help us in complex decision support and making smart use of data and data science and AI to improve this data processing. A second group of topics, situated AI. Might not be a familiar term to you, but it are the groups of research topics in which we look at complex task executions in dynamic environments, typically real-time challenges in which there is a lot of interaction between different AI systems that are often AI that is embodied, let's say, in drones or in robots, as you will see some examples here. So how can we improve also their interaction and the interactions they have with humans? Throughout the day, you will have several deep dive sessions that are part of one of these research challenges. The finality, of course, is not to do research and to show it in use cases. In the end, we want to get all this research and use cases transferred to industry. So we aim for an uptake of our research results towards a successful adoption of AI. And what you see there also is that bidirectional effect. So from talking to you to industry, we get also inspiration in our research program. And we as researchers take this inspiration, work on research on use cases, and then demonstrate it back to you. What I also would like to add, we are to situate our research for people who are familiar with the technology readiness levels, TRL. We work TRL 2 to 4. It means, so we don't do really the fundamental research. We start from some demands, from some questions that we observe, and we go to TRL 4, which means that we test and validate our research topics in the lab. From that moment on, it is really up to the next steps to work further with industry and organizations to transfer it to the real needs and applications in industry. What I'm not saying is that companies are not doing research at TRL 2, 3, 4. These are also the early adopters and the innovators with whom we do lots of collaborative R&D projects. So now we are coming to the second part of our introduction or our plenary session. What are and I will bring together with 8 PhD students a selection of the research topics that we are doing in the program. And we start from, well, trustworthy AI and resource-efficient AI are two topics that are key and will come back in the research that you will see. But then the question is, what are then the technological solutions that we should use? Of course, AI is very much known for its learning from data. If you want trustworthy AI, of course, we need trustworthy data. What we also see is that, especially in Europe, we don't have those large companies with large amounts of data. Data is often scattered in different databases. So we also need methods that can work with different data sets. And how do we bring them all together in a trustworthy way? To increase trustworthiness, we will combine learning with reasoning. Well, in fact, AI based on reasoning is also a discipline on its own. It's making use of knowledge. For example, here, a knowledge graph, but it can be any domain or expert knowledge that we use. By integrating that and in your AI system, you make sure that things that you know, so that what comes out of an AI system satisfies the knowledge that you have. So this certainly helps to eliminate hallucinations, as we are recently come to know. But it also helps in data efficiency, because what you know, you don't have to learn, simply said. So if by using your knowledge, you can also reduce the amount of data that you need. And then, of course, you need to be able to compute those AI methods. And therefore, you also need compute hardware, efficient compute hardware. So what you will see also in the next sessions are from PhD students, several methods of choosing the right compute hardware to be able to compute all these AI methods also in a resource-efficient way. So let's start with the sessions of the PhD students. Each time I'm going to introduce them via a use case, because I already mentioned we get quite some inspiration also from the needs in the use cases. So the first session is, or the first pitch starts from a demand that we see from the use case that you see, wearable physical physiological monitoring at home. Let me describe the use case. Epilepsy patients, they value a lot that they would get some alarm when an epileptic seizure is upcoming. And we have those devices. There are devices like you see there, wearable medical devices that capture body signals. And AI is able to detect from those signals if an epileptic seizure is popping up. What patients then often do also together with medical staff is analyzing at regular instances the analysis that the AI has made. And so they would also expect from that AI system that it explains why it has labeled some events as an upcoming seizure, or why it, and they want to know why it has perhaps missed some of them. So we all need and we all expect AI systems to be explainable. We don't appreciate too much those black box systems. So explainable AI has become a wide area of research. And so the first speaker, Joran, will talk about these explanations and how can we improve them by using human knowledge, by pulling the human in the loop and use the knowledge of humans to even improve explanations that an AI system is giving. Joran, I give you the word.